6-year-old Hyman Rickover, his sister Faiga, age 8, and their 29-year-old mother, Ruchia, huddled together amid the din of thousands of immigrants filing through the Ellis Island Great Hall. The forlorn family waited with their cloth bundle of possessions. Women and children without money could not enter the United States legally, and after 10 days were sent back to where they started. If Ruchia's émigré husband, Abram, did not show up shortly, the trio would be put back on a ship. U.S. immigration authorities hung numbered tags on the Rickovers when they arrived in New York Harbor on March 26, 1906. 10 days later, the tags still hung there. The family tried not to give up hope, but that morning officials stamped "deported" next to their names on the immigrant registry. They could see the Statue of Liberty, and across the harbor the bustle and smoke of Manhattan's waterfront and the astounding thicket of buildings beyond. They feared this would be the closest they would ever get to the promise of the New World. Since steaming into the port of New York aboard the passenger ship Finland, the Rickovers, their names eventually Americanized to Hyman, Fanny, and Rachel, had spent each day scanning faces outside the registry room doors. Like thousands of other Jewish immigrants who had gone through Ellis Island since their arrival, the Rickovers had left their former lives behind, bringing only what they could carry. Almost 2 months earlier, in the hard Polish winter, Ruchia had wrapped a pot and utensils, a pair of candlesticks, and several days' supply of kosher food in a sheet. Leaving the shtetl of Mazowiecki in Russian Poland, Ruchia and her children journeyed westward in a canvas-covered wagon. As they rolled through the wind-swept countryside, a regiment of Russian paramilitary horseback soldiers, Cossacks, as the Jews called them, rode past. 8 decades later, Hyman still remembered his terror when, he said, "They whipped the sides of our wagon and the horses." The Rickovers eventually reached Antwerp. Hyman's first sight of ships and the sea was not auspicious. The scared boy burst into tears. From there they crossed the Atlantic in the bounding Finland's teeming, fetid third-class belly. They had only salted herring and bread to eat. Chaim ate his first orange when it was tossed from the upper deck into the hold. The night before the ship entered New York Harbor, the ship's purser gathered the steerage passengers. He explained to the immigrants that they must communicate with their loved ones to meet them at Ellis Island. He offered to telegraph ahead. Ruchia should not have trusted him. As a result, they appeared headed back to Macho.